Word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. Taylor want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. A nigga out like an outbreak. Chopper start, send me the house shake. Nigga sweeter than a pound case. Eyes on your chin, better watch what your mouth say. Ain't with the footballs, got a nigga tripping. Fuck it, nigga keep sipping. AK with the beam on it. Clip sold on like a lean on it. My nigga like behind ball. Move 100 pounds for a lawyer, beat the charge. Jack down, and it play Marshall. If a nigga try to rob, fucking hit him with them. Word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. They don't want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. 100 bands on your head, get the job done. Throw it up, nigga, where you from? Whole hood hot, cause your nigga hitting licks. Ain't made a meal yet, but he still nigga rich. Stick on my, stick on my, stick on. How you want it, nigga? Full of the semi. Looking for the cash, searching for the bag. Young nigga wildin', throwing up flag. Shooters on the roof with a scope. Money make gon' treat you like the Pope. Keep me in the post.
Ooh, not to get your ass in here, siren. Hello. Hello, everybody, on this happy Saturday. How is everybody doing? Got a whole 9 people in here. Not us trying to show out with 9 people. Thank you guys so much for being here. Of course, if you are just getting here, make sure that you say what's up, leave a good old comment, hit that like button, and tell me what you are thinking about the show. Let's see who's here before I bring my lovely guest out so we can celebrate. Ow! Okay, let's see. Hello, Sean. You fine? Oh, thank you, Sean. You know, I do what I can. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sean. Caught alive. Hey, Quashana. Hey, boo. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. She's finer than fine, right? Don't be trying to pipe me all up on this Saturday. Well, you know, thank you so much. Yo. Hello, Mexican Iron Man. Welcome. Come on over here and run the world with the ladies. Let's see. Everyone in the chat. Hello, Kevin Reynolds. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Miss Kira Speaks is here. How are you doing, ma'am? I need to have you on here because I know you discussed this show. I don't know if you discussed this show on your channel, but I know you be in this chat discussing it. I need to have you on here so we can have a little 3-way situation with D. Let's see. Yo, hello, Bree. Thank you so much for being here. You know how I feel about you. Now, before I bring out my guest, he has hit a very important milestone on his channel, and I'm so emotional because I'm so happy for him. I probably showed it to him before he saw it. Shout out to D Movie Man for hitting 1,000 subscribers. Hey, welcome, D. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It is, like I said, it's been a journey, pulling teeth, step by step, stone by stone, and everything else. But yes, I'm very, very grateful to be here. It still feels weird, like when I go to my profile and I see it, I'm just like, I'm so used to not. I'm used to 800, 900, whatever. I'm just like the K is. I'm adjusting, but yes, I'm very excited. Thank you.
You know the K makes you feel a little special. Let me go on and show y'all his K. Let me.
Yes. 1.01K already. Not the zero didn't even get to sit for too long. I had got the 0.01 there, and I'm telling you guys, if you're not on the channel, I need you guys to get on over. Like I have so much content that I'm trying to get out. Have gotten out, but I'm trying to keep building, keep going. There's so much I want to delve into as far as, cinema and films, and then some TV shows here and there. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of films this summer. Like I'm trying to really take the ball and keep running with it. So yeah, check me out. Capital D, period, space, MOVIEMAN. And I will also take requests as well. We're building up this audience. Like, what are some things you guys want to see as well? So yes, thank you for those who have, including Miss Tyra herself, definitely been a support system. I've had my moments where I was like, I don't know if I need to do this. Oh, I'm tired. I'm through. I'm finished. This is the end. something about my love for cinema and film and this community just kept me coming back. So here I am, celebrating 1K, and I hope just to keep on going, and just I hope to keep building from here. It's a really awesome feeling, and it's just additional motivation for me. So yes, hop on board the train because it's not stopping.
Yeah, I love it. You guys have no clue how hard it is to bang out that little 1K. It is just so hard to get that. So I'm hella proud of you, D. I'm so happy. Got a whole lot of congratulations here in the chat. Hello, Tony. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats again.
Hey,
D.
Kira, thank you.
Yes, all of this good stuff, all of this love.
Thank you.
Yes. We need all of this love before we get into this episode.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Once again, you guys, here is the link. If you are just arriving, remember to hit that like button, leave a comment. This is D Movie Man. The link is here. If you would love to hear all of these wonderful things that he is discussing, go and subscribe to his channel. Just My Opinion is in the house. Hello, Brandon Keith Avery. Thank you so much for being here and saying what up. I love it. I love it. Getting into this episode, before we jump in, what were your thoughts? How are you feeling about the show so far?
I'll say how I felt initially is not how I feel now, because this episode, thank you so much, Damien. I really appreciate it. But how maybe some of the potential or some of the hope I had at the beginning, it's kind of diminishing because this episode was filler AF. I don't know why it was necessary personally. And it was over 15 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. And okay, now what?
Maybe, oh God, I love you, D, because sometimes I think I'll be being a little too hard on these shows. Katie is here.
Hey, Katie.
Hello, Katie, popping the popcorn. Thank you for being here. Hello, Nicole. Congratulations, D. All the love. I love it. Yes. Yeah, D, I had decent, I'm not gonna say high hopes. I had decent hopes for the show. Now that we are kind of pretty much midway through, a little bit more than mid, it's kind of what are we doing? My expectations were not at all high, but we're getting into the territory where we are making Harlem look real credible right now. I was like, I think we was complaining a little too much about Harlem. But let's just go ahead and get into the show, because this is, did not at all go the way that I thought it would. I remember what you said as soon as it started, and I was like, oh, D, they're giving you what you wanted. They're giving you some closure with Matthew and Sandy and the ending of their relationship. We have Sandy here apologizing and just pouring her heart out, and I'm always going to be this and that to you. Only it's not Matthew. It's the baby girl, Amari. How did you feel about this?
I saw it coming immediately. I was like, it was 5 seconds in. I was like, oh heck no, this is Amari. They're not gonna, it would be too easy. I was like, no. This makes too much sense, and this is too easy for them to have continued this conversation. This is Amari, and we're not gonna get anything else. And I was right. And then Amari was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we can still come to the party. And yeah, awesome, cool. I was just like, okay, not what I was expecting. I mean, yes, what I was expecting once I realized, but still, is this how we're handling this? I guess.
What am I supposed to do with that information? Why? I mean, I understand, the baby girl, but we don't need closure with baby girl. We need closure with Matthew. I'm assuming this has to not be the last time that we're going to see Matthew, because really? And then even just I was like, okay, now the baby girl's going to leave and then we're going to see them talk. No, we just cut to the ladies doing what they do best, conversations and cocktails. And I was like, that was just so freaking dry. And we couldn't even leave it there. We pretty much cut to Sandy complaining that I guess Amari dropped her like a bad habit quicker than she wanted her to. And it's I want her to soak. I want her to miss me and, care. They're do you want this ordeal to be hard? You are choosing to walk away. And we finally got some type of timeline with her saying that it's been 2 years. But what exactly did you expect baby girl to do? Girl, as long as you still pull up with that gift, we still cool. I don't know how long her mom hadn't been in the picture. it does really seem like Sandy may have been the first one, since their relationship ended. But did you expect a little bit more fanfare from Amari, the way that Sandy was acting like she needed a proper send off?
I mean, I guess they say kids are resilient, so I guess she was prepared to move on. I didn't realize. I don't know what I did expect, but the way we just kind of like, all right, let's close that door, that chapter. And now it's kind of like, well, with Tika's character being back in, like, is she done? And is that like what's the? I don't know what the bigger picture is with this. And my issue is because I was kind of struggling the last recap that we did, because you were making points about why you didn't understand Matthew and Sandy where they were, and I was trying to make sense of what they were trying to say. But what I was kind of avoiding, but end up having to say, is that the writing clearly is just rushing through this arc and having to come like this. You can't just come up with a reason for them to not work anymore. Like, if there are real issues, then show the real issues and show them working through the issues, or maybe them struggling to deal with the issues. But it can't be like, oh no, now it's this, and oh no, I can't see a future. And after 2 years, why? It's just it's not clicking for me.
Katie says she checking out this show. Katie, don't say I sent you there. Don't say, not breaking up with the baby. Yes, we were breaking up with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I still haven't watched this the show this season. I just love the reviews. Thank you so much. I mean, at this point, Lauren, I can't even say you missing out on nothing. Amari says she'll still I'll accept all, because I take CashApp, Venmo, PayPal. If you just want to roll up for old time's sake, I'm cool with that.
Right.
Let's see. Shoot, my biological kids be like, blink, blink. That's how kids are. I mean, yeah, I think she just expected a little bit more. I just didn't really care for the writing, as you said. Even when we're getting into Whitney here, I can't stand nothing they doing with her.
No.
I just cannot stand any of this. Like, they had this, ordeal with the last episode, and they made it seem like we were making all of these strides in therapy, and Whitney had this revelation. And then we cut to here, and she's still just kind of stuck and trying to make it like, oh, I'm okay. I'm gonna date. I'm gonna get out there and get myself on these apps. And I was like, and then you see Ola on the app, and it's just like, oh, look at the thirst, the desperation. Just throw the phone in the toilet. I'm like, what? I hated all of this so much. I did. The only thing I liked here is when they called out Renee, like, girl, you're not single, you still married, and her still pretending that this thing with Preston is, oh, it's just casual and all this other good stuff. Meanwhile, you get flued out in a private driver in a private jet. Like, what? Mm-hmm. But I just did not care for Whitney feeling some type of way that Ola trying to be out here in these streets. Like, I just really would love to know exactly how long they've been separated, because her saying it's been months, I don't know what that means exactly. How did you feel about Whitney trying to get her feet wet again and seeing Ola on this app?
I can't say that. I can't say that.
He said, I'm over it. Forget this show.
I said, I don't know. I can't say that of all the storylines or the things that I wanted to see on the show, I can't say that Whitney tapping into the divine power of the witty kitty was at the top of that list. It was not. So I'm just kind of like, are we really doing this right now? And I'm just kind of like, I mean, at this point, Ola's a grown man moving on from someone who cheated on him. So I'm not supposed to feel bad for you. And why are you throwing your phone in the toilet and destroying the phone? Okay. It doesn't make any sense to me, but okay.
I just couldn't get into Whitney here. There is so much of this episode with Whitney still till this day playing the victim. Like, what about me? Care about me? Like, what about me? I'm like, oh, like the narrative has like been really stale. We are 5 episodes in, and it seems like the needle has not really even shifted a whole lot as far as Whitney's story arc in Ola. So I'm just not interested. And then we kind of decide to make this episode about Renee. Of course, we find out that her grandmother has passed away, and we are instantly in Chicago. How did you feel about us getting to know more of the ladies' family dynamics?
Well, one thing I will always say is that Chi-Town is the hometown and the hometown is the best town. So I will always be here for that. Anything that is Chicago set, absolutely. So I was at least happy for that. Now, the idea of diving, I'm always interested in seeing someone's backstory, home life. How do you function outside of this professional, personal life? You know, your day-to-day solo. Where do you come from? What's family life? What's all this? I wasn't mad at the idea of it. I just think that what we got out of it was not what's the word? To me, it wasn't a lot of substantial stuff there. And honestly, if I had to compare this to hey, we're going back home to our family on Harlem.
Yeah.
Even if I just used Joie Lee and Camille, I feel like that at least had something for us to pull from.
Yeah.
Whereas this felt a little more like the Angie thing they tried to do with Sherry Shepherd. Like, oh, well, I'm just loud and I'm just brash and this is how I am. And you know, I feel like it was a lot of that kind of stuff. Not the screaming necessarily, but just kind of where it's just like, there's not anything I'm digging into. It's just the character is what they are, and then this is their lives, and that's it. So it was a little bit of a struggle.
It was boring. Hello, the Equalizer. Thank you so much for being here. It was boring. Yes, the sigh of it all. These, oh God, like these said, I just don't have it. Like, Dee gave y'all, you know, that episode of the Cosby Show when Claire has nothing left to give. Dee said, I don't have anything left to give. Like, I'm just over it. Let's see. I feel for the man when you comment or try to the women run or try to, you know what? Damn, I'm gonna go back to that.
Let's see. I think he was saying when you commit or try to the women.
Oh, run. The women run. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just over this. Like, they're not giving us any real closure, and they're not really giving us any stakes to say that this is the specific thing that is making these women run. They're just running, and then all of a sudden we're single. I was like, I think they're trying to just kind of throw away the old storyline and just start a new one. That's just really low key what it's feeling like. But if it was going to be anybody, like, they're throwing away all three of their relationships. That seems so off when it comes to writing. If they were going to do the thing with Ola, then we didn't need the breakup situation with Sandy. I just think it's I just think it's too much. And then you have Renee, who has her own breakup situation going on there. And the last person in the friend groups where I just expected, oh, we're going to just focus and lean in on their relationship would have been Renee. I just really didn't care a whole lot for her dynamic with Jason based off of last season. We didn't have a whole lot established, so it would make sense to stay with Sandy and Whitney. But all right. Kira said, we got Ray Ray. We're going to get into Ray Ray. Because Ray Ray said, where my hug at? We going to get into Ray Ray. But what we do get out of this and Renee being home is we got to see Thelma Hopkins. We got to see Rachel True, Morna Thorne, Mama, aka Rachel. We got to see her. I'm always here for them, you know, bringing in some nostalgic love. Now, looking at them, I was like, why didn't they switch Whitney's mama with Thelma? But all right, I'm sick of it. I was like, y'all always try it with these little coloring situations. Like, why y'all ain't switched them mamas, and why Renee couldn't have a daddy? I bet Sandy has a father. Why Renee couldn't have a father? What was the father? I just want to know.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't. I thought we were gonna have a, you know, hey, you should come around more, you know, since your daddy passed away or your daddy went on to glory or something. Like, it's just like, no, it's just no father at the house, just me and your grandmother. And I was like, oh, okay, we just couldn't give Renee a dad, but it's cool. She got aunties and a mama. But how did you feel about us directly jumping into them giving her the soul food ATM automatically Terry's money treatment and expecting her to automatically fork up money to bury her grandmother?
I'm kind of confused because, well, or I don't know whether I should be confused or not, because we seem to be we seem to be in the GoFundMe society that overlooks life insurance, and instead we go fund for funerals and things like that. So I don't know. Was this an extension of that? Like, we don't have proper policies in place, so we need you to pay for everything. I don't get how that works.
I mean, I'm sorry, and I'm not even trying to. You can't even just verbalize how something should look. But based off of Renee, you know, her career path, her living in New York, her family dynamic here, it gives me, I have, you know, life insurance, I have some savings, I have some something. So for them not to have anything, I was like, really? So it's all pretty much left up to her to pay for everything. And we also find out that she has, you know, doesn't really have that strong of a connection to her mother or just her family to go. They didn't even know that she left her job, and she is, you know, starting her own agency. So they don't know her dynamics. They just see her living her best life. You pulling up in, you know, a private car. You clearly have the money to pay for this, but I did like the conversation about just, you know, equating, oh, you're that family member with the money, so why wouldn't you pay for it? Because I don't want to. Because I don't want to, and I shouldn't have to. And it's just really unfair, you know, whether it's my grandmother or not, love you to death, for you to just automatically expect me to pay for it. Because her arriving here, she had no clue. She's like, oh, I'm supposed to bring my checkbook? Like, I'm supposed to be, you know, buying caskets and all of this. And then when we get into Whitney's dynamic, let me pull up Kira's comment. They turned Whitney into a spoiled brat. Yeah. Yes, they really did. We got into this, we're just so happy to see Sunday, but with Whitney, we still have some hateration because of the wedding. I was like feeling some type of way at her parents for a second. I'm like, okay, y'all really kind of dragging it out, especially Daddy. But Whitney is the same person who flew and came back and didn't touch bases and say anything to anybody about anything. So, of course, we prepped for this big wedding, spent all this money. And just like Ola, you don't feel like you justify anything to give us an answer or explain why you aren't getting married anymore. So after that, I wasn't mad. But how did you feel about her just feeling like she was being treated like a redheaded stepchild?
Okay. So the thing is, I feel like there's a point in life where we learn this, usually when you're younger. Actions have consequences. So when you make bad decisions, they lead to certain consequences, and you have to live with those consequences. So like someone said before, I don't know if it's the light skin privilege, if it's the middle class privilege, the bourgeoisie, I don't know what it is, but she seems to believe that she should be exempt. And if anything, I was kind of here for the parents kind of giving, it threw me off at first, but then I remembered, I was like, oh, yeah. So I'm here for the parents giving them, you know, giving the business. So, I mean, oh, well.
See, hi, Miss Struggles. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Hello, Daria. Thank you so much for being here while we talk about this Crooked Letter I show. I'm tired of them rolling up on the homies that work in the funeral parlors, having to make them all somber and connected to death. Everybody in the funeral parlor is not talking like time has stopped and they got one foot in hell. Like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. But we get into Renee's mom here. It's not just about her, you know, paying for it, but, you know, since you're paying for it, I believe that, you know, my mother deserves the best. We need that platinum package. Like, I ain't like none of that. I did not like any of that. It's always the person who ain't putting. It was given Kingdom Come. Like, it was given Junior, you ain't paying for nothing. You shouldn't be saying anything about how Daddy is getting buried. Not only do I have to bury, but you're, you know, being picky, the cheaper. Well, I'm not burying my mama on a Wednesday. I'm not doing this at the church. You don't get to make any of those decisions, but you can maybe say that Renee kind of keeps her distance because her mom is, you know, laying on the pressure. Like, if this is how you are with me here for a brief weekend and a burial, I would hate to, you know, call you every day and tell you about my life. But you see that she is under pressure, and it's just like, oh, just pay for it. Like, I don't care. I was like, like Shaggy? No, right. I felt like she should have fought a little harder and put her foot down for her own money that was going to be spent. But how did you feel about her going into her pocketbook?
Yeah, I mean, not too much different for me. It's just like, I mean, I really can't get past this whole life insurance thing. I was just what do we go through? I don't know. Like, how do you go through life as an adult or even in elder years? And
Yeah, this
there's
is an elder. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
If it was the cousin that was over all on her case trying to making her way downtown, she was trying to get to New York so quick and get that job through her cousin. She was giving Renee energy to Renee. If it was, somebody of that age who, you're fresh, like you just haven't prepped for the end. But Nana being as old as she was, you would think that we would have a little life insurance to pay for something.
right.
Oh,
Or at the very least, a TV stacked away in Uncle Pete's room with a whole bunch of money.
Something like, Lord, just Big Mama ain't prepped for anything. Big Mama was getting it in with the neighbor across the street and ain't saved no damn money. But she had a mink though.
Right. You got the mink. Yes.
Oh yeah, this just I just really wish they would have switched mamas. This is not Renee's mother, especially if y'all not gonna show me the father. Just stop playing in my face with these situations. Oh, that they had bothered me so much. I'm so tired of them doing that. But we leave this like the episode was just dragging so hard. Every time we got to Whitney and we got this basking in the ambiance, all of this, intellect, this nice home, this fine dining, and we are just whining at the end of this table, acting like we are okay. We are praising Sandy. We're just so happy Sandy is here. When in actuality, we are just trying to avoid really even talking to Whitney because, girl, you ain't saying nothing we want to hear. You are too busy still acting like you are okay. Meanwhile, you worried about if he sent us some damn wine. Like, how did you feel about this scene, D?
So
D, your speechlessness is killing me, like, for real.
So I mean, you landed. Sorry, you landed on the right shot because I was really previous shot because I was trying to figure out what Pop had on the top of his head. Why did we have to do this?
Same thing he had on the top of his head in Jumping the Broom. It's the same hair. You know where they tried it last time and Angela Bassett was Paula Patton's mother? I'm sick of it.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about that.
I'm sick of it. But no, they cleaned it up because remember they was lying and actually the other mother in half and half. Dee Dee was her real mother. But I'm just saying, quit trying to plant in our face.
Exactly.
It's that same, situation that he had going on. That's
So yes, so that distracted me, but yeah, as far as the wine, I
don't care. I'm okay. I don't care. I'm like, how long are we just prepping for Whitney to have some significant breakdown? Like, I'm just, and then y'all throw Witty Kitty in my face. So don't ever say that shit again. Y'all gonna make me curse on this nice Saturday in this clean live. This type of show don't even warrant any cuss words. Don't say Witty Kitty around me ever again. Let me read some of these comments. Let's see. Privilege. This sounds like a BET Atlanta drama. Now, child, it ain't sisters. At least we do move the narrative a little bit. Sisters, you will be in the same episode for 3 months. I just can't. Let's see, Renee and Princess Voice. I ain't got no money. Yeah, I mean, she acting like she she got a little coin the way she just threw it away, and I feel like she is gonna feel that in her pockets later. Burying somebody and getting a platinum package is not cheap. Let's see. Hi, Miss Kira Speaks. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. D's reactions, right? Them huffs and them puffs is killing me because D's like, you know what? I'm gonna go on here with Tyra because we already started. It's too late to go back, but the show can go to hell. That's what he said before he got on here. Hello, EJ, the TV junkie. What's up, everyone? Hey, Bubbles. Hey, Andy, movie man. Hello. Thank you. Welcome to the chat.
Yes.
Oh man. But man, we leave here and it's just like still no nothing. We just worried about our witty kitty and it was such a drag. It turned into, because I had to remind myself, I was like, they aren't in their 20s, like these are grown ass women. But I find myself saying that like a whole lot more than I really want to in the show. These with the success that they are at, especially someone like Sandy and Whitney, the behavior is not matching the quality of life in the age that these women are. But we get here, and of course we shooting a couple of slugs. Like I wish I could have went to that wedding. Like, girl, I'm throwing hints. I'm dropping knowledge. Are you really gonna come all the way over here and not say anything about you not marrying Ola? And we're just getting into attitude. Then when we get in the house and she is pressed because Ray Ray didn't want to roll up on her again after all these years, I was like, get over yourself, Whitney. Like, I was that girl. He always wanted me. It's like, girl, yeah, hey, Sunday. Ray didn't come over to you to say, where my hug at? He was checking for Sunday. What are we supposed to do with that, D?
I'm lost. Is Ray the barometer of success as far as attraction and being wanted and beloved? I didn't realize Ray was the one in that sense.
Not even the one. I really hated the way, because from where I was standing, Ray got a job. He got his uniform on. He was nice. He was kind. He was dropping science. He was caring. Didn't nobody want to talk to Ray though. He was a blue collar brother. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. They didn't it's like, yeah, so you want to hang out? What about like bye Ray? They was playing Ray to the left so freaking hard in this episode, and Ray seemed like a perfect gentleman to me. Like, I don't know, like, whatever. But we find out about this mink, and it is just like, that was one of the things that I wanted to, keep for myself. That was grandma's. And it's just like, yeah, we sold that amongst other things, trying to get money to get, like, y'all really didn't have any money? Y'all really didn't have any money. And since I guess it didn't come to be enough, you just assume like, oh, well, Renee got it. She could pay for it. Like, the attitude that she was getting from her mother, that nonchalant, like, I just really was not vibing with it. Like, what did you take from Renee's mom and their relationship? Like, is that supposed to tell us anything about Renee?
I don't know if we're supposed to take that there have been like, it's really giving this a lot, but I'm going to stretch and see if I can get there.
Please.
Because I feel like maybe it's supposed to mean that there have been certain expectations as far as what her role is in the family. Maybe there have been certain pressures put on her when she was young to achieve and be a certain way, but to in a sense, because we don't know enough, has she been in place to be kind of like the unintentional caretaker or the one to the support system for the family? And, is this because her dad isn't in the picture? Like, we're missing gap, but I'd like to think that's maybe what it is, but it's not complete.
Yeah, I hate that. Like, I pretty much got the same thing, but I hate that I have to piece things together to go, right. Oh, okay, like, you should not have to do that with this little show. And I know I was bored because I was looking at the posters on this wall. I was like, oh, it's B2K, it's Mario, it's Aaliyah, and it's Genuine, the Life album. It was slapping. I was looking all back there. I wasn't looking at nothing that was going on. I was looking at posters on the wall. Then we get into her just like, you know what? I just, I need to get out. And to mention another thing, we make it a point to mention Ella really heavily in this episode. And I was like, are we leaving the window open to, hey, the COVID, regulations or whatever, a little lenient. We don't have to worry about her taking a test. If we get into another season, maybe we can bring her back. I'm thinking that that's what it is, because why would we inject her so heavily into this episode and her feeling like, she's not here to support me and blah, blah, blah. And I think like 3 times, I wish Ella was here. I was like, so maybe is there going to be some grand thing last episode where it's just like, I'm back or something? Like, because yeah, she was here. How did you feel about Ella being mentioned several times?
It's awkward. It's kind of the same thing. Did you see in Just Like That?
No, but I saw some of it. I know Kim Cattrall is out the door,
Right.
And it's just kind of like that. It's off because it's just such a strong, personality and really prominent person in the friends group, and they're off somewhere. They move. They're whatever, and it's just like it's off. It doesn't really make any sense for the storyline, especially when important stuff happens like this.
Right.
That person would definitely come and be at your side, but it's just like,
Right.
okay.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like they tried to, besides the show being a train wreck, which it was, they made it it's like they did this thing where it's like, we know she's not on the show. We know she's not coming. We know the behind the scenes stuff, but it's like they wanted to still make it a point. Certain folks are passing away similar to this, kind of like funerals. And it's like, good and well that character would be there.
Yeah.
But because they're, the actor is not going to be there, it's like we have to find a way to still connect the dots. And it's like, the thing is, it has to be one or the other. Like either the character, either we're going to leave the character alone and, they're going to be where they are and we just don't talk about it, as bad as that sounds. But it's just the back and forth trying to stretch to feel like the character is still there when they're not. It just makes it awkward because it's like, what can we do with this?
Yeah, I really thought after we packed up Elle's stuff that we weren't going to hear about her anymore, honestly. And I would just love to know what high school were they at where they had all these fabulous clothes left over to wear this shit to the club. Because I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, we got everybody looking real. Y'all had on some furs and what high school? It was like, okay, let's piece some stuff together and go to the club and listen to Whitney go on about her witty kitty child. My witty kitty needs some attention because it's been months. Like, first of all, I'm gonna need Witty Kitty to get some game in this club because it's giving Wonder Bread. Like it was so white, it was so Caucasian. Like, girl, oh Lord, like act like you got black friends, Whitney, please. Her mama seemed like she might have a little flavor. Where is it, Witty Kitty? Oh, it's terrible. But we also just get into, I guess, Renee's annoying cousin trying to make sure she gets her. Like, I guess it's just another connection as to, this is why I don't call. This is why I don't come home as much because there's always somebody who wants something from me. And we also get Ray Ray being a good wingman. What was wrong with Ray Ray? Ray Ray was being a good wingman and, hooking her up. Like, oh, I don't want to mess with Ray Ray. Like, what you said? He chocolate? He a little football star? Oh, okay, we can dance. Because it's so urgent for me to meet somebody so they can get some of this witty kitty. Speaking of the witty kitty, if y'all not going to show her giving it away, what the hell you mentioning it for? I'm just over it. Did she do anything? Did she just stumble in late? I'm confused.
I was gonna say, given our conversation, our kind of the preface I made when we first started this season 2 conversation in the first episode, I mentioned I threw you a bone and I was like, hey, I can appreciate the depiction of intimacy and sexuality and all that. And they said season 2 we're gonna get none of that. And I'm like, okay, well that's odd.
I guess everybody outside of Ella had it in their little contract. Look at here, I don't want to be in no sexual scenes like that. So we just gonna take all that out. Not at Sunday, not with Matthew. We really ain't gonna get. Because even when it comes to Renee, we haven't seen Renee be physically intimate with anybody. They skipped and we see, the after effects. Right. Then we get into Sunday's ass. Sunday is soaking in this club, going through pictures of her with the not talking about, not even really just focused on what she's lost with Matthew. She's still worried about she's gonna forget about me. Did I mean nothing to her? Not to Matthew. Not the person who had just proposed to me last episode. Nope. What, is she not thinking about me? Did all that time in ballet, did that mean nothing? Like, I just really did not care for this at all. Like, she's acting like it would be so different. This would be a completely different conversation if she was the one who was really serious and you had Matthew feel like, you know what? You're not saying something I need you to say to me. I feel like there's something going on. I feel like we need to take a step back and I need to protect my daughter type situation. Mm-hmm. No, you took a step back from this and said that this was not what you wanted. So why are you sulking over the fact that baby girl said deuces? Like, how did you feel about Sunday soaking in this club and Ray trying to give her some words of wisdom?
Yeah, it's just kind of like, are we supposed to, like, again, are we tying? I don't know. Are we trying to tie back into the idea that maybe the thing that kept their relationship together was Amari, and there was nothing. I don't know. It's just it's a weird message to send because it's just like this was a unit. Like it was like a whole family unit that was going on, and so it's kind of weird for it to be presented as if it was like, oh, it was really Amari that was there, and I kind of stayed in this because of her, and Matthew, it was not. I mean, I'm just saying, going off of what they're presenting us, it's almost like she was just in it. She just happened to just stick around for the kids, and it's like, but that's not what the dynamic was. So
it's not
weird.
I just honestly don't get that because it's not even like, it will be different if we watched their relationship this entire time and it was just like, I really don't get why they're together. They absolutely have nothing in common and no, interests outside. Like, no, they had a lot of, the same agendas, lives, education, school, just everything was kind of like clicking on, all cylinders in that way. So you can't even say like cold hearted, like, oh, it was just the baby. No, it was a whole lot of that, because even if it was like you didn't meet her first, you met him and you like what he was about, and that flashback that we're never getting of the meeting in school initially. So we can't just I need them to. I just cannot stand what they did with this, because I feel like before the Ella situation, this was probably totally different. And I would love to be a fly on the wall to see that script, because then I think a lot of things would make a whole lot of sense. But here, it's like we're trying to make up for maybe scenes that we had to cut out that had Elle there. But we have Witty Kitty here. Meow. She's getting checked about coming in late and being chastised like she's 16 sneaking in somewhere. I guess she gave up some Witty Kitty. I really could care less. In that bar talking to that man, I look like Ashanti. I'm from New York. Girl, shut up. Please. I just, the lack of game was just irritating my soul. We gonna skip over that. I guess, like what they tried to do here. They tried to do like pretty much the same thing. It was executed better with Harlem, like that age kicking in. You can't just be in the club anymore. Just like, how are you not hung over and down in the depths? Youth, girl, because I can still do that. You can't. I did like that. Mm-hmm. And then here we bring a little humor. We do see that they do have a common bond and really knowing each other. Like the fact that I knew that you didn't write, that eulogy. And Elle wrote it. I know you're my daughter, and hey, it's funny. We can joke about the passing of Granny, because she went out, Color Purple style. How did he die? On top of me. She died getting her whole life with the neighbor, and it's a comical thing. But we have Elle come all into the episode. Ella sends a whole eulogy to help Renee out, just of course assuming that of course she wouldn't be able to get through it or have anything, I guess, intelligent to say about her own grandmother. But okay, I really didn't like the fact that she couldn't muster up her own words for her grandmother. Like, it was cool. It was cool. But how did you feel about Ella sending this life raft?
Okay, question. Was that 3 L's in that last shot?
It is.
Interesting. Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me. I think that's well, I liked again, like I said, this is basically like what they did literally. I mean, not word for word, but the dynamics are exactly the same, where it's like Samantha sends Carrie like these messages and so on and so forth, to kind of be there, and kind of they're communicating, but there's technically no one on the other end. It's just that we've created a script for the character to still be in communication. Now I get it, like we still have to make it I don't know, we still have to make it feel like the character is synced into this world, even though she's not. So I like the words, and I like the idea of kind of like, okay, I know you don't know what to say, so here, so I wasn't mad at that. It just brings us into that realm of things where it becomes awkward, because it's like there's technically nothing on the other side of this. This is just something we have to kind of use to move the story along.
Let's see. Damien said maybe Sandy wants to be a mom, but doesn't know if she can balance work and family. Well, what a mature way to handle it. You could have just said that to the man, but way to go, Sunday, you know.
Yeah.
And we can't even get into that because when it comes down to what her dilemma was, we were, worried about more so our career, and not even just the career, but just that notoriety of being online. Even in this episode, you hear Whitney's dad talk about her going viral and being on Twitter, and it's just, so amazing. Whatever. I honestly don't give a damn. I didn't really care too much for this tonal shift here in comedic timing, and we about to have a Lord take me with you moment. I thought she was gonna try to get in the casket or something. I didn't know. I didn't. That episode of the Wayans brothers with Marlon, Mr. Gibbs, and I didn't know what Mama here was gonna try to do, but Auntie had a moment up there, and we have her, saying what Ella told her to say, and adding her little few tidbits in there as well. But in the midst of us breaking it down and paying our respects, Jason comes in, looking good in that black suit, if I may say so myself. He comes in and just shows up with the cavalry, child. I was like, oh, here comes what I said was going to happen, all this predictable stuff. Renee being placed into a love triangle pretty much in this episode and moving forward with Jason and Preston. Jason is here to not only play his, condolences and whatnot, but he is here to, check on, when somebody show up when you least expect them, especially here in this supportive way. It says a whole lot. He came all the way from Atlanta. He don't live in Chicago. So it was a whole lot. He still cares about her. But how did you feel about him showing up and Renee looking at him like she'll rip his clothes off in the broom closet?
I mean, clearly this was unprecedented. There's no way I thought that he would show up. I thought the character was done. I thought Renee was on her own. I mean, clearly Preston would have been the one to show up in that situation. So it was quite the shocker. Like, never saw it coming, right? I mean, I'm glad, I guess. I mean, it's, I guess it's good he was there for her, but, we already know what's going on here. So, I mean, like, yay. But, and then the thing is, even when he said he had to leave out, I'm like, I know why you're leaving, and I know why you're going to be back in the minute.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because you remember that fur I told you about that I always wanted to keep from my grandmother. That's so beautiful. Yeah, I remember a lot of things. Yeah, we already knew. We already knew where the scene was going. I knew that he was going to pop up with that fur, or we were going to probably cut away to him, seeking it out for her. I knew that it was going to come back into play because she spoke on it so many times in this episode and how important it was to her. I need them to do better. I really need them to do better because I swear I am not a writer. I am not. I don't pretend to be, but they surely do know how to make these things seem really complicated. Then we get here, and I was annoyed with Witty Kitty and the whitest domino bitch that I've ever heard in my life. that domino, it ain't have no seasoning on it. It wasn't no garlic salt, no pepper on it. Domino bitch.
But they want us to believe that her mama is the one that they cast on the show. It's no way.
No. Did you notice, Deke? I'm gonna have to go back and watch that appearance last season from her mother, but it sure seemed like they tried to water her mom down a little bit in this episode with them being in this element and tying the mother into to the husband, and just kind of this. I mean, they're clearly well off. Last season, when we first met her mother, she had a little, it was a little something on there. Here, it just kind of felt like it was missing, so they can relate her a little bit more to Whitney and this spoiled brat and this privilege that we see that she is coming from. Because I swear, Mama last season was giving like, I'll whoop you up in here. It was given, don't ask for this when we go in the store. I don't know. It was given a little bit of that. So I felt, but they kind of took it off this one. But we have, Sandy tell her, girl, like, grow up and go talk. Sandy of all people. And I do love that about Sandy, that like real writing of her character. Sandy is always the main one trying to give out all the advice that she never takes for herself. But okay, I do like that. But yeah, grow up and go and talk to your parents. And I, my slow self, I thought we were going to have a real talk. I thought we were going to get something significant. It just came off like it was such a tonal shift here in this episode to me. It kind of, I don't know, it felt like a laugh track was about to come. It just felt, it felt off. Like, it was just like, I know you guys cared about Ola, but I need you guys to be here for me. Like, what about me? And it just didn't work, and I'm sorry. And still didn't really give any explanation as to why she did what she did. It's just like, I cheated. We didn't work out. I'm sorry that, you guys thought we were getting married, but maybe we're saving that for the real conversation that she has with Ola. But yeah, this didn't do anything for me. How did you feel about Whitney reconciling with her parents? I just didn't care.
I've kind of come to the determination that if we're not, it's considering that we never got the conversation between Molly and Issa at the end of season 4 of Insecure. I realized that now, ever since then, that the goal of these shows is just a hop, skip, and jump over every conversation, every scene that involves a conversation that is ripe with possibilities and character development and insight and all that. We don't need that anymore. We need to smooth stuff over. The characters interact. We have a quick laugh. We brush stuff over, moving right along. And is that satisfactory for me? Absolutely not. But it just seems to be the go-to nowadays.
I mean, at least with Insecure, I felt like they earned that. At least when that happened, it felt completely unnatural for them to leave us hanging like that. Like, whoa, this is different for Insecure. We usually, do really well with closure and stuff like that. And it was just, a conversation that needed to be had before we just jumped to us being best friends again and Molly, getting married in the whole 9. Here, y'all didn't earn that. Nope. Y'all didn't earn anything that is going on here. Y'all didn't earn this situation here. We jump once again, hey, baby, because, we tried to have a little sentimental moment up there with Renee breaking down. I just did not care. Breaking down about her grandmother, maybe feeling like, she was the only one who believed in her and pushed her for her goals and her dreams. It's just like, oh no, baby, I may, seem like I'm, talking mess and washing your pockets, but I care about you too. I'm proud of you too. And we instantly, we're just, we're okay. I didn't care about this either. How about you, D?
Yeah. No, I was good. I was good on all this. It just here's the thing, like when you have the emotional investment, or if you feel like you're in sync with the characters, or even if they're writing, I don't want to keep repeating that. I feel like I sound like a broken record. But if you have something like, if you have those pieces coming together the right way, then you might feel a little more like, oh, okay. You might feel a connection to what's going on. You might feel a little investment, or feel, might smile, might like, oh, but it's just like, it's not there. It's just not there. And yeah, like I keep trying to find it, but it's just like, ooh, I should care about what's going on, and it's just not happening.
What kills me is we get more dynamic, like storytelling, sex, action, thriller type of like lingering story, like on like Prime TV. This is on Stars. This is on Stars Network. Like, y'all on cable television, y'all have free range to do a whole lot of stuff. This show feels very underdeveloped and very PG right about now. Like, yeah. This could have been, this could have been like anywhere, child. This could have came on UPN way back when. Like, this is very single ladies. Hell, single ladies had a little bit more going on than this. Like,
I agree.
This could have been on VH1. This is like undeserving of anybody's Stars. And then we get this, this thank you so much for everything. Can't wait to see you. I swear I thought this was finna say Ella down here. I was like, what's going to happen? It was like, oh no, it's Preston. Glad it went well. Miss you. Then, of course, bet you didn't see this coming. Bet you didn't know that sexy Jackson was gonna roll up with this this mink, and just, oh my god, like how did you find it? Like, oh my god, like it's just immaculate how he just rolled up on it when they had a garage sale and just, some random ass person bought it. But, it's cool. Like, you found it. And that just, rededicates how much I mean to you and how much this means. And maybe I made a mistake, by throwing you out and giving up on you. Because, of course, we had to throw it in her face at the funeral. Everything's going fine. And, we got signed and the label and the group. Everything's just going really great for me. And it's kind of putting a little sting on the fact, like, yeah, you gave up on me a little too easy, girl. I bet you wish you had me there to support you. And I'm like, yeah, Jason, last season was not giving me, I need to, he's a good man, Savannah. He wasn't giving me that. It was giving user. So now that they kind of trying to clean it up and make it seem like, I guess she made a mistake and maybe, whatever. Now, of course, in how she handled it and being immature and how she's behaving, that's all a factor, but don't try to act like he was the prize last season. He wasn't. But we give her this mink, and we are almost at the point of, I guess, a kiss, and the driver comes in. It's just like, yeah, damn, your agency must be doing pretty good. It's like, no, it's a friend. It's like, it's all good. I'll just see you. I'll see you when I come on down to New York. Like, I thought you were waiting on me. Yeah, we are in the midst of a love triangle. Do you care at all, D?
So I care a little bit more about delving into David's CIA skills that empowered him to track down that mink. I just feel like that these are details we need to know and understand. And like, I mean, for all we know, like, did he put out a hit on somebody? Private investigator? Did he stalk somebody to find it? Like, see, you can't skip over details like this. I am far more interested in learning about how that came about, because somebody's not telling the whole truth about that. But okay. The rest of it, I'm good.
No, and then we kind of sprinkle salt on the fact, like, we're trying to make her feel some type of way about her decision, and maybe she reacted a little too quickly in putting him out and trying to, separate. And then in the same breath, you have him say stuff like, yeah, how much did you pay to get it back? Oh, it doesn't matter. I owe you way more than that. We go back to how long you was holding me down and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not liking the writing. I'm not liking any of this at all. It was not giving what it needed to give. Now, just moving forward, because this episode had absolutely no razzle dazzle, I did go and take a couple of shots of what, we can expect to see next episode to see if it puts a little bit more pep in our step. Getting into episode 6, let's not, he had a little air in his chest. See, of course he was upset. He assumed that Renee was waiting on him. We assume look. I just don't care. Like, what they're doing on the show does not warrant any of that. Like, y'all not getting any emotion out of me for this. I could care less whether you end up with him. You haven't invested enough time with either one of these gentlemen for me to be like, oh, I really hope she chooses Preston. We just got, you finally going upstairs to Preston last episode. What's her name? Hope. She's back. She's getting married. Do we care? No. No. I repeat, no. We could have done so many other things. I don't care anything about this. I don't know if this is, a signal or a bat signal for Whitney, or a bat signal for Sunday, who was just recently proposed to, as to what they. If that could have been me. Like, if I don't care. D, do you care at all about Hope getting married?
So let me see if this is the trajectory. We've had a funeral. We're going to have a wedding. Are we also going to have a family backyard cookout? I'm just curious, because I mean that seems to be the path, but I don't know. I have to see what else happens. But we just, like I said, stuff has to happen with other characters, because we don't seem to be knowing what we're doing with our main lineup, and maybe more will happen. But right now, I'm just like this. I feel like if we have to be subjected to filler funeral episodes, then what hope is there? But we'll see.
Then we get here. Sandy is worried about what people are saying about her around the office. Like, what? Saying about what? You break like the gossip. If there was like, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of fanfare when they found out that y'all was sneaking around and getting together. So I doubt there will be a lot of dust kicked up because you're no longer together. Like, what are you worried about that? You're getting what you wanted. You're here sitting with this woman. Y'all could talk about anything. Your career could go anywhere, whatever in the future, and you don't have to discuss, well, I got to see what's, going on with the Maury schedule or Matthew. You are getting what you ultimately wanted. And we sit here with this woman who has given us a whole lot of chances, because I would have been told Sonny to get up out my face. Told her, hey, we're not worried about that. Let's see, a baby. A baby. But yeah, this is do you care anything about Sandy and her outlook at work and what people think about her right now? I was trying, y'all. I was trying to make fetch happen. I really was. I really was. And then, of course, the last shot, we have Witty Kitty here in the club again. And Ola rolls up, with a woman. And I couldn't tell. I was like, is this... Because at first I thought that this was Renee's cousin from this last episode. But looking, I don't think that this is her, correct? Like, let me see. Because I was like, no, this woman, let me not be black. All the black women don't look the same. It just... I thought this was the cousin for a brief second.
Yeah, but I don't think it was her.
But you have Whitney say, it's funny to see you all the way here. It was like they were familiar. So I just didn't know. But of course, we have this awkward encounter and Ola looking like he's doing something wrong by being out there on the date. You're not. You're okay, Ola.
Right.
Via, are you looking forward to the aha moment and how they are going to interact here?
I suppose, considering how they may handle the moment, but I also don't have high expectations for that moment what will be handled. I'm expecting a lot of weird, awkward slapstick, hopefully not followed by some, oh, Ola, oh, Whitney, I don't know. It just, at this point, there seems to be a lot of obvious low-hanging fruit that this show seems to be reaching for. So I don't know. For all we know, either they're gonna get into a fight and it's gonna be some big blow up and a bunch of shenanigans, or it's gonna be the catalyst for them to have a moment they shouldn't have. All of that.
Yeah. That's what I'd say. Either we're gonna have a little oops bathroom sexual situation.
I can see it.
Or a little, romp in the old apartment, and let's go talk. We don't need to argue in front of these people here, and all of a sudden we're having sex. Or she is going to be there with her own date, and it's going to be old dude from London across the water. They're going to be hanging out. Yeah. It's gonna, we got to bring him back somehow. The show writes itself. It really does. Let's see. Ola is not trying to hurt Whitney, but she needs her own closure outside of Ola. She needs to be slapped. That's what she needs, Damien. She needs to be slapped out of her own witty kitty bubble and realize that it's not always all about her. Oh God, that was insufferable. Jesus,
it really was. The more we kept going, I was like, oh Lord, I didn't realize how fatigued I was. I had a little hope with last episode. I felt like, I thought that we were really gonna, I was hoping that we would dive into the Matthew Sandy situation. I was really hoping that we just would automatically jump into, we're all single. Like, no, I think we warrant a little bit more closure. We met Matthew. Like, this isn't like Preston. I could see if something happened with Preston. We just met him. We met Matthew. We spent time with him. He's a part of the show. So, yeah, Dee, how are you just feeling about shows like this in general? Because it is looking really bad out here, considering that we don't have many that give us these type of dynamics, especially with like an all black cast. We have our powers, our shows like, Snowfall, those Power Universe shows, the BMF type situations. And then we have shows like this, and
somehow we fall short when I just don't feel like we should be. Like, it's really not that hard to write these damn shows. I'm sorry. I'm tired of giving people, who wrote this? The little AI tech people that's, is that who wrote this? The little writer strike. So we got the robots to write it. I'm really disappointed so far.
Here's the thing, and like I said, I understand the process. Writing, I don't think writing itself is hard. I think maybe the process, people getting stuck, having to redraft, okay, and come back to this, and like I get the process can be complicated, but to me, what's not complicated is taking an idea that has been done and finding a way to subvert it. To me, that is very simple and very easy. Like, even when it comes down to characters saying "I love you" after 3 days, what's a term that can express affection for another person that is not just "I love you" when you barely know this person? Like, there are just so many ways to like circumvent a lot of the stuff we see and hear, and it's just like, do the opposite of that, or take this other off ramp to something we don't usually see. And not to bring up
every time.
Yeah, and not to bring up Insecure again, but what I liked is that they would often do that. It's just like some of the dynamics we would see, and it would just be like, oh, I was expecting something else. There are still people to this day that think that Molly lied about what Lawrence told her because we didn't see the rest of the conversation. I was like, y'all need to let this. I think there are still people who think that, and I'm like, please. But even with stuff like that, yeah, we thought we were going to see that conversation play out, and then Molly comes to her, and she was just like, "Yeah, he said it's over." So it's just like find some way to like give it something. And like I said, it gets more frustrating for us because like if you read enough, if you watch enough, even if you read enough scripts, or even if you've written stuff yourself, like that there's a way to get around this typical, bottom tier, bottom rung stuff. It's just like, find something else.
Yeah, and it's you have to give something else with these type of shows, because we have, everybody has the Golden Girls blueprint. We've had, our 4 friends. That's, a given in itself, but what you do with it is really important. And I'm just really missing the fact that we don't have those, because people say, oh, you guys are spoiled, everything is not going to be Insecure, you don't have to compare it to that. Child, I will compare you to Golden Girls, Sex in the City, and Girlfriends any day. Like,
yes.
We don't have those shows that like, oh, this is, a 6 seasons, 8 season shows. These shows, besides Tyler Perry, child, and I don't know how y'all still watching that. These shows so far that have longevity, they really don't give us anything to work with. And I really hate that, because a lot of these characters, like Bresha Webb, I love seeing her. I hated the fact that I only saw her kind of being typecast in one type of role on the Marlon Show, or even when she was in I don't know what those movies are with Mike Epps, and he's I don't know, but she's she's kind of typecast as the and I was like, I was kind of interested, to see her here in this role as well as the actress who portrays Whitney. I loved her in the Carmichael Show. I just loved all of that. And then this is my first time really being introduced to Sunday. And then when things happen, there's not a lot of circumstances where we can just guarantee that these women, like, oh, they're going to find work. Like, it's hard. So when we do have something and we do get greenlit on something like Stars, like, y'all have to really come through, and they are not. I would really be surprised if this show got renewed for a 3rd season. But, with that being said, let's see, I've been over here cackling with Tyra. I wanted this show to be amazing. It has the ingredients, and yet, yeah, everything's there, Nicole. Everything is there, and then they just spilt it. They threw the pot on the floor. I don't know. But I'm gonna remain positive and hope for the better. Maybe they'll come through with the RAF in the end and save everything. But D, I am going to give you the screen and let you tell the people what you have going on, what they need to come check out, and what's coming up soon on your channel.
Hey everyone, this is D Movie Man, fellow cinephile, popcorn addict, and emerging film critic, coming to you all with reliable recaps, reviews, and reactions. If you've heard that before, then that means you're probably following me, which is a good thing. You can check me out at D Movie Man, capital D space MOVIE, capital MOVIEMAN. And my channel is just all about the celebration of cinema and film and the entertainment of it, the cinematography, the costumes, the behind the scenes stuff, all the information that people don't focus on or pay attention to. And then also, throw in my personal experiences. What was it like watching watching Interview with the Vampire when I was 4 and getting scared when this one horrible thing happened and having to press the channel button on the VCR to swing past it? And does that make me old? Yes. So it's like kind of going down memory lane and just like reconnecting to all these aspects of film and, some TV shows here and there. I just dropped a review for No Hard Feelings. I'm still continuing on with my series recaps for Queen Charlotte. There's been a request, sadly, for The Idol, so I think I will have to subject myself to doing that, and hopefully I can keep my sanity while doing it because that's quite the series. But outside of that, definitely trying to get more into the rankings. Probably going to have a giveaway coming up now that I've hit 1K, and definitely excited to get into more collabs and conversations, and yeah, some great stuff coming along, and just trying to build up this channel, build up this platform, and just have all these folks join in so we can keep climbing, keep building. Would love to have you. Please feel free to join.
Love it, D. Like, somebody said, who let 4-year-old D watch Interview with the Vampire?
So it was one of those things where my mom was asleep and the den room was over here and HBO was one of the VCR channels, so it just so happened to be on. So it wasn't a let situation. It was kind of like, oh, what's this? And then when things got hot and people start getting bit, I was like, no, I'm out of here. So yeah. So
it was the same person who let 5 and 6-year-old Tara watch Candyman. When I tell you it was over for medicine cabinets and mirrors, I was deaded. Like I just didn't go pee. It was just over. I just couldn't do it anymore. I was shook. But you guys, as far as my channel, you guys already know what it is. Like, I'm exhausted right now. I'm just been putting out all this good content. Go watch my stuff. At 6:30 CST time, the premiere video for Major Payne will be coming on. Please come through the live for that. Of course, I had to do a Major Benson Winifred Payne intro, so do not miss that. And then Monday, I will be discussing the dreadful baby boy. I will be doing a live with Movie Bay also after the premiere of the baby boy video, so we can just discuss our modern day grown woman feel for baby boy. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because Baby Boy was one of those movies that I was like, I hope nobody pays for that. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. But I hope you guys come and check that out. Regardless, whether or not I love a movie, I'm always going to give my 100%. And yeah, be sure to pull up in a couple of hours to get into your Major Paint with me. Let me read these last little comments here. Let's see. Either of you watch I'm a Virgo. I am going to watch that as soon as we get off.
Yeah,
Jerome is everything. So
yeah. I would say
No, go ahead, E.
Oh no, sorry. I was saying I just saw it pop, like literally I was on my Fire Stick and I saw it pop up on the screen. I was like, forgot all about this. Let me go ahead and
right, the promotion. Like, man, I just need to get a calendar and slap it somewhere where I can just visually see things, because if we are waiting for, when it comes to certain shows, the promotion in the advertisement is just not there. And if you forget about it, so you'll just miss it. I am going to check that out. We're going to see, D, if you open to it and if the show talking about something. Now, if it ain't talking about this,
Right.
I feel like this show would, open just based off the trailer, that it would open a door to a whole bunch of other stuff to discuss outside of just the normacy of, oh, he went back and got my mink, that conventional boring storytelling. I think this is something completely different. So if you would
Right.
be interested, of course, I will be outside for that.
Okay.
Let's see. D. Lestat is under your bed waiting on you. You know what, Damien? Don't say that.
You know what? But let me say this. As frightening as that would be, I would gladly take whatever Lestat would give me if it meant I didn't have to watch The Idol. And unfortunately, I do.
Oh Lord, you just really got some plex for The Idol.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord, I feel you though, D, because my stomach and my tolerance is pretty high. And when it comes to the lives for Idol or just watching the Idol, I literally started the last episode and I just clicked off, and I was like, I got to come back later. That's just how it is sometimes. Let's see. I watched a lot of inappropriate movies / shows. I was there when the cable channels really hit. Yeah, when this is what I'm talking about. That brings me back to the narrative. When shows used to be on cable, like, you knew kind of what to expect. You weren't going to get the everyday shows that you could see on,
Right.
WB or something. Like, this is giving very WB. This is very PG. This could have came on after Sister.
Right.
Naked Melvin in the kitchen. You want some breakfast? Yeah, we going all the way there. We will go all the way there Monday. So you guys please pull up and check that out. And remember to stay on my community tab to stay up to date on what's coming out. Notifications is like non-existent on the channel with YouTube. So that would be really awesome if y'all could keep tabs that way, as well as subscribing to my Instagram channel to know what's coming next. But thank you guys so much for being here. D, I guess we'll be back for the next episode. Let's just pray that it's better. Remember to hit that like button and comment. Of course, remember to go and subscribe to D Movie Man's channel. He just hit 1K. I see you guys next time. Oh, y'all, bye.